But meanwhile, I see he's online on his wife's iPad. Should we bring him in, or should we have him hold on so I can play the fitting tribute?
Hold on just a second. You talk to him because he's getting in the room.
In the room?
Yes, in the room.
Is he up in the bubble in Canada in the room, Harry?
We got an update to detail what's going on in Edmonton, too, later in the show.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
But a man who joins us now, and I'm honored because I've been talking to him, about coming on the show. We had him on a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
We had him on our first show when we started the SiriusXM 211.
April the 6th.
And then today was Mike Golick's last day at ESPN Radio. He's not gone from ESPN because he's going to do college football if there is college football.
We hope there is.
We hope there is, too. But Mike, yesterday I said, Mike, we got to get you on tomorrow. It's your last show. And I know it's going to be an emotional day, and all these different ESPN stations. ESPN Cleveland did an interview, and all the other ESPN stations where Mike Golick was on, including Chicago, where Mike and I started back in 1998, Mike?
98, yes. Yes, it was.
All right, before we get that, I want to play this for people who didn't get a chance to see, because I got emotional. I'm going to get emotional again. Are you okay now? I want to make sure you're all right.
Dude, I can't even believe I hooked up to Zoom without anybody's help. I don't even know if I'm on air or what I'm doing right now.
You look like you're like on half on the screen.
Yeah, we can see half your face.
Are you like
are
you low key faded as
Ezekiel
as
Elliott?
Ezekiel Elliott said on his Twitch stream and on his video when he was playing a video game and forgot to shut it off? I'm low key faded, bro. I'm low.
Dude, I don't even know what I'm doing. I see half my face. What the hell? Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Where's your wife to help you out? Where's the rest of your family abandoned you after your last show today?
Dude, everybody is either in the pool or hung out, passed out somewhere.
No, Mike said, I don't know if I'm going to be able to come on at 3:20 because he was off the air at 10.
Right.
And he says, I'm going to be
happy
wasted.
hour started,
yeah,
right?
I mean, it's a big celebration
Sure.
day. It's a mixed emotion day because it's the end of that unbelievable run, Mike. But I want to play this. So grab yourself a cocktail. We're going to pour some out. We're going to not pour one out for you because you haven't died. And even if you did, Mike, we couldn't have a funeral for you. So that's unfortunate. True. But let's play the final couple of minutes of the show today. You got your whole family. Your wife posted the great picture, the still shot of when you guys were all there at the beginning when you moved from Arizona to Connecticut, and you all were on the ESPN SportsCenter set, and then another picture of the whole family all grown up, Mike. And it was an emotional day, and we'll play the last couple of minutes when you say goodbye, and then your son, Mike Jr.,
made everybody cry.
Just destroyed the entire country, Mike. So sit back and relax. Have another cocktail. What are you drinking today, by the way, Mike, before we play this?
Moscow Mules, my friend.
Moscow Mules. Wait a minute. Are you
ginger beer?
Wait a minute. Are you trying to influence the outcome of the 2020 election by being a Russian asset, Mike? All right,
oh, my God, please don't go down that road.
Let's go. No, I'm joking. I heard Moscow Mule. That's the first thing. Not Moscow Mitch. He's not there, at least. Let's go to the tape. Let's go to the tape, Robin.
Well, again, this all started back in October 12th of 1998, 7,600, and I believe it's now 57 days ago. We figured out it's been over 4,500 shows through all of this, and there's been a lot of, obviously, people involved through those years as well. Like for Bruno, for me and Tony Bruno, Luis Cornetta was the producer there. And then for Mike and Mike, it was Pete Genesini, Justin Craig, Scotty Shapiro, Liam Chapman, Ray Netchie, Drew Brooks, and Dan Stanzik. And then for Golick and Wingo, Stanzik came over and started doing that as well. And then Evan Wilner as well. So those were all the producers of the shows, let alone all the people behind the scenes of this as well.
Yeah, I was going to say we've got our whole staff here too as well. Allie, Jerry, Devin, Cliff, James, who's on the board with us today. I know Matt Lack's done stuff for us. All the researchers that we've had over the year. Brett, Riley, Gordo, Vic, who's done such great work for us lately as well. Over on the TV side, Rochi, who's an absolute legend in his own right on the TV side. Ronnie Smith, Timothy Brown, Austin Hatley, Josh Askins, Mike Morgese, Brittany Carnes, Josh Townsend, Adam Grigley, and Karen Inamorato. Everyone who's done such great work for us here on Golick and Wingo since this show started. And I really pray I'm not forgetting every name. We've been fortunate to have a lot involved in here. Oh, yeah, Shelby Lacey.
Brady Bunch video.
Yes, I can say she helped my mom with the famed Brady Bunch video project there, including, Justin, Pete G, everyone around there, Louise, who you mentioned, and all that. We've got so many people around the department. Ray Netchie, who helped out at the beginning over with us, too, at Golick and Wingo.
Yeah, he was one of the producers as well, as I mentioned. So there's been obviously a lot of people involved. It's never just the people you see on air, and that's true. And I think in anywhere, any business, it's the people behind the glass that. And God knows all the researchers that helped me sound way smarter than I really am. So it's been a labor of love, certainly over all these years, and I really have been humbled over the amount of responses on social media. Again, this is something that wasn't around when I first started. There was the old fax machine with everybody out there going, what the hell? You know, and the old fax would fall behind the fax machine because of that rolled up fax paper. There was never any of that. And what came with social media was kind of instant gratification or instant, we hate you, you know, whatever you wanted, it was instant. So it's been really incredible hearing what people are saying and writing about growing up with the show. It's been a cool thing. And I think that's kind of what I wanted to portray over the years, was just I wanted to be that guy sitting at the bar where everybody just kind of hung out. You know, we all just kind of talk sports together, and I just happen to hang out at the bar with my family.
Most at the bar a long time.
Yeah. And a lot of
you have a problem.
A lot of times my kids were at the bar underage, which Sydney knows well about going into college days.
Allegedly,
but that was important to me to have my family be part of it. It's because it's the most important thing to me. So to be part of that show, of this show, and to have so many people be part of that and want to be part of that and share everything that they have has been very cool.
Yeah, and I think that's been the interesting part watching for all of us, is I know my mom's been a wreck throughout all of this, seeing the nice notes that everyone has sent and all that, and it's appreciated, but we joked and said it felt like a funeral and all of this, and I realized, like, for us it's a little different and it's a little happier because even after we turn off the mics, you still get to be our dad. And I think that's the part that through all of it, I am my mom's son. That's the part that through all of it, and when we grew up, you know, it was such a big thing, and Mike and Mike became this big phenomenon, and there was so much that came along with that, and you always made sure that it was about us, and you always made sure that you were around for the stuff that we did, and we felt that and we saw it, and it meant so much to grow up feeling like that you could do anything because you two made that possible, because we got to watch the way that you guys woke up every day and loved each other and loved us and supported all of our dreams through that. It's the reason Jake is a great husband right now. It's a reason Sydney's going to be a great wife, and they're going to be great parents.
You're going to be a great husband, too.
And come hell or high water with my mom, that is going to be the case, too. But you always put that at the forefront. You stopped calling college football games when we got to high school because you wanted to be around and support us. And then to get to do this with you for the last 3 years it'll be the highlight of my professional life, my personal life. I love you so much. To get to do the thing I always wanted to do with the person I always wanted to be is such an insanely surreal thing. I will never forget it. So
well,
thanks,
I
Dad.
appreciate that. Well, thank you. Thank all of you. Nobody going to jump in here and help, huh?
The interesting thing about this show has been we moved here from Arizona because it was our baby.
Yeah.
We never aspired to do anything more than the radio show. It was the pinnacle for us. It's meant everything to us. It's been a part of our family, and that's why this means so much to us.
This is why we did it, and this is why I did it for right here and what Mike just said. All the guests and all the people we mentioned, everybody was so important, but there's nobody as important than who is sitting right here on the set with you right now. Thank you all.
Wow. Mike, obviously very emotional. Mike, are you okay now? I know that was a couple hours ago. And
wow. You know, I hadn't heard it back yet. You know, it still gets me.
Well, everybody here in the studio is crying right now.
You know, and I remember your son when you guys moved from Arizona and they were all young and we were hanging out. And to see them all grown up and to have your children be around you and give you that kind of love, just like the audience that listened to you forever on ESPN radio, and even in Arizona when you were out there with Mr. Jacobs out there, Bruce Jacobs, where you were doing the morning show, and then moved to Connecticut from that. And I know, you know, it's an emotional day for you, and I really appreciate you coming on because I can understand. I would be drinking, and I believe you have been drinking, Mike, so that's good. But at least you're home.
Oh, I have been drinking.
You're home at
There's
least,
no
right?
doubt about that.
Did you do that from your home this morning, that whole set there?
Yeah, we've been in my basement probably since the pandemic started, the last 4 months. So it was kind of fitting that the last show ends up being in my basement. With my, but I really wouldn't have had it any other way. I mean, as Chris said, when we decided to move from Arizona, we uprooted everybody. Mike was 9, Jake was 8, Sydney was 4, and I was going to come to. You had been doing, obviously, ESPN Radio had been up and going for a while, but they never had a morning show. Now, coming to do the show with you put me definitely a little bit at ease because I knew you, from our days in Philadelphia. So that made it a little easier to say, okay, at least I know who I'm doing the show with. But I never expected it to all go where it went. But the one thing that holds true is everything that was said there at the end. It was. We wanted to make our family involved. Our family was going to be part of it. We were going to give of ourselves and let kind of everybody into our lives. And they pretty much saw everything, the good and the bad. And I don't know if that was good or bad, but it's kind of the way we rolled.
Now, Mike, Harry has a question because we had Mitch Williams on and asked him about his mullet yesterday, and he finally revealed for the first time ever that he didn't wear the mullet because it was cool. He grew the mullet because he was called the Neck when he was in high school because he had a long neck, and it kept his neck from looking real long. Now, you got the beard, and you got a little gray in there, Mike. Now, is that going to go? It's a salt and pepper thing.
It is staying. There was 2 people I wanted. I've never grown a beard in my life. I tried a mustache one time. I walked out of the bathroom. My wife laughed at me, and so I went back in and shaved it off, and I never tried again. So during this pandemic, I grew the beard, let it go, and it turned out the way it did. And I was very happy with the look, quite honestly. There's 2 looks I was going for. Right now, it's the Dos Equis man. So I'd like to replace the Dos Equis man and do beer commercials because I drink beer, I like beer, and I'd like to try and sell your beer. And then
wait a minute, he has a response to you, Mike. Hang on.
Stay thirsty, my friend.
Exactly right. Can you do a stay first thirsty, my friend, for me?
Oh, man, I would love to do that. And then at some point, my hair will go white. My beard will go white. I want to get me a walking stick and a robe, and I want to be Moses. So that's my end game.
Moses.
I was admiring the beard, and it's a great color scheme you got going.
And you look like you're laying in bed. Now, are you in a bed? Or is that your headboard behind you? What is that?
Dude, I am laying in bed, yes. I got up from bed to get the iPad. I'm going, oh, my God, I got to be on Tony. I got your text. I'm like, I pray to God I didn't fall asleep through this thing. I got your text. I got to go and get my iPad so I can be on with Tony.
So you're holding it up as you're laying in bed so we can see. He's holding it up like people do.
It's like a selfie stick.
Yeah, it's not a selfie stick, though. Is it a phone or is it a tablet?
Oh, no, this is one of those large iPads. I am about right now, and I apologize, as unprofessional as I could be right now because I have so much alcohol and cake in me at this point. So I'm doing all I can to hold this as steady as I can.
Well, Mike, how much are you looking forward to being able to sleep in now on Monday morning?
That's going to be the weird thing is, it's not going to be so much Monday. I think next week or the next few weeks are going to just feel like I'm on vacation or something. It probably won't feel real until I think August 17th starts the new radio lineup when I actually hear somebody else, doing the show in the slot that I've had for 22 years. What's going to be weird to me is now I don't have to set an alarm. I'll be interested to know the first time I don't move around in bed at 4:15 or 4:30, the normal time I get up, when I actually just sleep through that all the way till, God forbid, 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock and actually know what it's like to sleep in.
Yeah, now doing the afternoon show for the first time in a while, I get to sleep in, but I go to bed late. See, I go to bed at 1 or 2, and then I get up at 9, and then I start the day again, getting ready for the show from 3 to 6. So I always thought 3 to 6 would be easier because, you can do stuff in the day. But I'm down here working all the time in the basement, too, and you can't even go out, Mike. It's an outrage.
Well, that's what I wondered because, as you said on the lead-in, I'm not retiring. I'm going to do college football because I still am with ESPN contractually till the end of the year. So after that, after the year is over, I'm going to do something. I don't want to retire, so I'll hopefully keep calling games. Maybe I'll do more radio somewhere. I don't know. I'll be out somewhere. So I'm still going to have to get up at some point. And I guess I can ask you, I wonder if I do an afternoon somewhere, is it as intrusive as a morning show? Because I get up early in the morning, but I'm also done early in the morning. So I have the rest of the day. I wonder if the afternoon is like, oh, wait a minute, man. I want to go golf or something. I got to go do this show.
Well, Harry got it mastered because Harry does play golf, and then he drives all the way to South Philly from King of Prussia, or actually a Conshohocken area, and so he can do it. See, I didn't have a problem getting up early and doing a show, but you're right. At 10 o'clock, you're done, and then you can go out and do stuff
I would prefer
in the afternoon.
I would prefer
I agree.
that.
I think the morning show, as hard as it is to get up and be ready, at least you know what happened. You get on, you're talking about what happened the night before. When you do an afternoon show, you're thinking, okay, the only good thing about the afternoon show is, for example, if you're going to a sporting event, which we can't this year, and you're done at 6, then you can run over to the ballpark, or you can run over to a hockey game or a basketball game, and you know we're close to the sports facility here in Philly. So that's an advantage from that perspective. But I agree, because you can't really get a lot of things done in the morning. Like, we work around the house all the time, and you're still like, wow, I got to go down and start getting ready for a show.
Right, there's always that specter of I got to get ready for the show hanging over you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know, you can look at it two ways. I love doing the morning shows because I knew once I was up, and I get up and I'm instantly up. I don't need to, I need an hour to get ready. I get up and I'm ready to go. Even now when I get up at 9 a.m., I'm ready to go. Give me the coffee, let's do it. And I prepare 6 hours, Mike, for a 3-hour show. People think I'm mailing it in at this juncture of my career. But no, the dope that I am, I got to get ready. It's an outrage, Mike.
I really did enjoy the morning. Now, I never had anything to compare it to. But what it gave me, especially, as I said, my kids were young when I got here. I was able to go to their school and be kind of the lunch dad. I was able to coach them after school when they were young playing sports. So I was able to do all those things. And the morning show, you kind of get to talk about all the sports the night before first. I'm like the first one out of the gate to get to talk about it all. So while it was, listen, 4:15 came around, and I popped out the F word every single morning when I had to get up that early. But let me tell you, when 10 o'clock rolled around, I'm like, okay, this ain't too bad anymore. I kind of dig this.
Mike Golick. So now I see, I'm liking the beard. I'm liking the mixture there, because the underneath of your chin area is still dark.
Kind of dark, yeah.
And there are guys who dye it to do that. Like, they have a full gray, and then they'll do some. I'm not thinking about maybe doing that, because mine is gray, and then just doing some, like, black stripes or something. You know what I'm saying?
Just for men gel
please
it?
don't do that. No, don't do that. No.
Do something,
No,
weird.
I'll mock you. I will mock you if you do that.
Michael, you don't even have a drink in your hand. How can you have? Meanwhile, that's the quietest house I've ever seen. You had 100 people on the set. Your entire family's there, all the crew, and you're like sitting there, laying in bed, chilling like a villain, man.
Dude, I'm telling you, I walked downstairs to get my iPad. Mike was down there, passed out on the couch. Everybody else, God love them, they all made it. They're down by the pool with all the dogs. People are swimming in the pool, running around the pool. And I looked out there, I smiled, I said, God love them all, and I came back up to bed.
Wow. How long will that party go? It's a Friday night, Mike.
Hey, listen, we're crazy. It's going to go till at least, I don't know, 5, 6 o'clock.
Tomorrow morning?
No, tonight.
Now will Governor Lamont, Ned Lamont, send people over to your house to shut you down if you go to after 9 or 10 o'clock at night?
No, we are a crew that has all been together through the pandemic, so we can be together. We have not come in from another state and have to quarantine for 14 days. And if we do, we're good, because we have a lot of alcohol here, a pool, and cake. So we're fine.
The great Mike Golick joining us after his. So is this your first appearance after your final show?
Yes.
See,
yes, this is my first
I touted it
appearance.
as such, and I was hoping you didn't say, no, I already did 5 other shows before I came on with you, but you said you were going to come on today, and we really appreciate it, Mike. It's been a lot of fun. And so now, you mentioned college football. What are your thoughts on whether or not? Because we saw the ACC, and then we saw the SEC, and they're all making their plans, and now they're going to push it to late September 26th, I think the SEC is going to start. And then you got Notre Dame, your alma mater, in the ACC. People want to know about that, Mike.
Well, I mean, listen, first off, I just hope there's games. But everybody who thought, these Power Fives are going to all get together and do the same thing, I thought, no, they're not. There's too big of egos. These guys can't get together and figure things out together. They're all going to do it separately, and that's exactly what they've done. Pac-12 and Big Ten are going just conference. They did it first. ACC decided conference +1. And now, as you mentioned, the SEC, all conference. Now, the ACC starting September 12th, SEC starting September 26th. But they all are on different schedules here. And listen, for me, I just hope the schedules go. I just hope there are games. We all know from a sports how it normally rolls, it's a throwaway this year. If we can get seasons to finish and crown champions, great. I'm happy for the players and all that. But we just want sports, and we hope we don't get another shutdown. We already see baseball, what's going on there, the Marlins shutting down. We just had the Phillies have an issue. Now they're over the weekend. Their series is postponed as well. So that scares me for football because you can't put football in a bubble. There's just too many people. College football scares me. NFL scares me about where it's all going to go. But I just hope it goes. I hope we make it through the year somehow, some way. If a vaccine is needed I'm sure it's needed. Whatever's needed to get us back to as normal as possible from our point of view of talking sports and living in the world of sports, I can't wait. If we can get to next year and be back to norm, I will be so happy. But let's just appreciate anything we can get this year. That's the way I look at it.
Absolutely. That's what Harry and I have been positive.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of people it's not that they're rooting for sports to shut down, but it's almost like there's this scare tactics of, I don't know, man. I don't know. Why are we doing this? Why should we, and these aren't even doctors. These are just talking heads on radio and TV.
You try and do it until, and I've always believed in, because, my God, turn on a station and you hear a different thing. You turn on another station, you hear another different thing. We all know that. But the one thing I think we do know is the virus is going to control a lot of this, of where the breakouts are. So we just do the best we can. We try the best we can. And if there's a breakout, unfortunately, we have to deal with it. And if we have to shut back down, then we have to shut back down. But whatever people feel we need to do to mitigate this or to stop it is what we need to do. And I know, to me, it just gets crazy, the different sides fighting. It blows my mind. This is a national thing. Everybody's getting sick, and a lot of people are dying, and it's happening to the whole nation. Yet, my God, it's just a shame that we're so split about it on how we go about it. Because you're right. I don't think people are wishing we don't get sports, but going nuts on saying be careful. Yeah, you do have to be careful, but there's no problem with having a plan, trying to proceed with the plan. And if it works, great. And if we get another breakout and we have to change the plan, then so be it. That's what we do.
Now, will you be doing the games, if there are games, from a studio in Connecticut, or do you think you could be traveling by then?
I just got a text from the college football higher-ups at ESPN. The first thing they said was, enjoy your weekend, so they know the state I'm in. So they didn't want to talk business, and they said, we'll get a hold of you next week and start talking about it. So at this point, I truly don't know. We're already seeing baseball, on ESPN. They're calling it from the studios in Bristol. So I would probably just think, I'm going to prepare myself to have to call it from a studio, which I've done before, and it would be icing on the cake if everything went well enough where I'd be able to go on site and go to the college and call the game. I would love to be able to do that.
I'm really shocked, Mike, that after your final show, you didn't have to go into a meeting with all the suits for a couple of hours and break down the last 22 years and see what you did right and did wrong.
Well, they may have wanted me to, but I sure as hell wasn't going.
Now, Mike, we mentioned the baseball and the football thing, and now you got guys. I don't even want to get into that. It's not important right now. I just want you to enjoy the weekend, man. You know what I'm saying? By the way, Harry wants to know, and I know you play golf, and one of the traditions on the show is that every time we have a guest on, Harry always wants to know, where they play golf. And all of the guests that I know, whether PJ Carlissimo, is at 2 major golf courses, no matter who it is, I always ask the guest, hey, you have a club nearby? Because, Harry may want to come
PJ was
up.
Olympic Club in Baltusrol.
Yeah, he had Baltusrol and the Olympic Club.
Right.
So I know you're muckety-muck up there. Are you a member at any of the elite clubs up there in the Connecticut area?
Dude, if you want to come to Farmington Country Club, you're more than welcome. I don't belong to one of these fancy big-time country clubs. I'm actually just starting to get into golf. Really, it started last summer. So I used to play 5 times a year. I used to be drunk by the third hole, and I shot 95 drunk or sober. But I'm starting to take it a little more serious now. Not that I get mad on a bad shot, but I'm trying to get more consistent and enjoy myself a little more out there and just be a better player. So that's kind of where I am. But I belong to a local country club. That's really about it. I don't belong to a lot of them around the country. Hell, I don't want to spend my money that way just yet. Maybe if I become a better golfer, I will, but not just yet.
Sounds good to me.
Absolutely.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, no, there he is.
There it is.
Yeah.
Did you just drop the iPad?
No, I hit a wrong button. My hands were cramping holding this. And I hit the,
Now, Mike, what does it say on that shirt? Because I couldn't see it on the set. It says, what does it say on there?
It says, a true pro, Mike Golick. And the O in the pro is a donut. And Homage that made them. They made a bunch of T-shirts, and they put up a website, and they sold them. And we're sending a percentage of that to the homeless center in South Bend, Indiana. They were really nice enough to do that.
Awesome. Yeah, I heard your son, Mike Jr., talking about that. So you could buy those shirts online?
Yeah, I have no idea where Mike gave the website. I never knew the website. That's how well prepared I am. Tony, as you can tell, my show ended. I don't give a damn anymore.
No, I hear you, Mike. I don't blame you, man. We're going to start drinking in your name,
right?
So that when we'll celebrate the show in your name, Mike. We will have the Tito's vodka pouring here. I got the cranberry.
I was going to say, it's Friday. You're getting close to it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we do it every Friday, Mike.
Every week.
We couldn't do it when we were working together because nobody's drinking at 5 a.m. Well, some people are. Well, some people might.
Mike, actually, there was a really funny comment in the Twitch stream a little while ago that was saying, wouldn't it be epic if Golick passed out during the interview and we got to see it happen?
Or no, when we were playing the tape of the show, we come back to you and you were snoring, Mike. That's what a lot of people were wondering. Would you still be awake during the bit?
It about an hour ago it would have been touch and go. Let me tell you that right now.
Well, Mike, I love you, man. You're one of my favorite, not just athletes, but people and guys that I've worked with in the business. Your success is well earned, my friend, and people are saying if you want to throw anybody under the bus, he can't yet because he still works for ESPN until the end of the year. But, Mike, if you ever want to come down there and be on the couch and be our new couch guy and come down and do some shows, you're always welcome, brother.
But one more thing.
I like that a lot, man. I kind of like the deal of being out of the studio now and being in a home studio. I think that's a pretty cool thing.
Absolutely. Well, Tony has admitted over the years that there's only 2 things that he's regretted not doing job-wise. One was not taking the position for the morning show in San Francisco. The second one was being impatient with ESPN and leaving the morning show with you. And so
I miss Tony. Listen, I had said if Tony and I stayed together, I think we'd have been together a long time. We, like I said, we had known each other since Philadelphia. We meshed very well. I know radio a lot is about chemistry, and we definitely had the chemistry. I was, believe me, I was the most bummed when Tony left. I'd been there not even a year, and all of a sudden Tony was going to leave, and I was like, well, obviously it's his choice, but I was like, damn, that's a bummer. I was bummed at that as well. But obviously, listen, you've been in this business a hell of a lot longer than I have and been incredibly successful. So I knew whatever you did, you were going to be land on your feet somewhere.
Well, thanks, Mike. I really appreciate it. Again, congratulations. Say hi to Christine and all the kids, man. You deserve it. You deserve all the accolades and all the people around the Hall of Fame and all the stuff that's happened in your career, man. But if you ever want to come on down there and hang out, man.
Oh, that'd be great.
I may even have Harry take a day off.
Yeah,
he'd go out and play golf. Yeah. I'm not giving him any slack here. Harry will be down here. We'll do Harry, Tony, and Mike.
That would be great.
In the basement. You know what I'm saying?
I like that, man. I'll go golf with Harry, and then I'll drink with you.
Exactly. There you go.
No, I'll come out and golf and drink with you, and Harry will take it seriously, and we'll just have fun.
That sounds good to me, man.
Mike Golick, everybody. Put your hands together. The great Mike Golick.
Guys.
Thank you, Mike. God bless you, man.
Thanks, man. Love you, man. See you, man.
There he is.